We are going to be working on stage 3. We are going to do correcting color problems. We've talked about this before, but let's review. RGB means red, green, and blue, and it's usually used on monitors and websites. And CMYK is cyan, magenta, or cyan, magenta, whichever one you want to say, um, yellow, and black. Okay, and that is used for printing. So if you're going to print something out, you want to make sure you convert it to CMYK and check the colors. And then if you convert from one to the other, you can actually fix your colors too a little bit. Also, on colors, we need to know about subtractive and additive colors. Okay, additive colors, when you add them all together, are white. Red, green, and blue added all together makes white. And it means if you want to change a color, you add more of one color, red, green, or blue. Subtractive colors mean that you have, when all the colors are together, you have black. And when you have all those colors together, if you want to change the color, you subtract one of the colors or several of the colors to change the tone of the color. So that's additive and subtractive. Also, don't forget grade balance is when you're working with the grays, just trying to figure out how things should work and how they look best. So on page 354, we are going to open up. I've already downloaded it, so if you haven't downloaded some of these, go ahead and download them. We're going to open up the bust. A bust is just like the top from the chest to the head of a person. Instead of a whole statue, you just have a bust, which would be their head and their shoulders. Okay, so it says display the info window. Okay, actually mine is displayed. Again, I've done this one once already, but for you, if you can't find the info window, go to Window and then click on Info. If it's checkmarked already, then it should be over here. If you don't see it, then click on it and it should show up, or take it off and put it back on and you should be able to see it. Also, if you notice, the shortcut key was F8, so if I press F8 once, it goes away. Press it again, it comes back. All right. If you don't see both RGB, whoops, let me get that back there, and CMYK, in the info panel, it says choose the panel options and then change that. So we'll go to the options right here and panel options. Okay, and it says to make sure that you see CMYK for the second color readout and make sure that you see actual for the original. And we do. Choose the color sampler tool. Okay. So there we go. CMYK, RGB, they were showing already, but just in case, this is your options menu bar. Your sampler tool, it's right under your eyedropper tool. And ours is, where's the eyedropper? Oh, there it is. Why was I looking down there? Okay, so I was thrown off. Sorry, I was looking at the bottom for the eyedropper. It used to be down there. It's not anymore, and that's okay. So you choose the color sampler tool. If you click on this, there's the eyedropper, but you want the color sampler tool. So click there. In the options bar, choose 3x3 average. Okay, so you drop this down. You choose 3x3 average if it's not shown already in the sample size, and that means it'll pick 3 pixels to either side of where you click. Click on the cursor. Click the cursor on the bust right shoulder to place a sample, and it shows you in the picture that it wants you to go right about there. So we're going to click, and then click to add a second sample point to the bust's left shoulder. Okay, so we go over here, and they want us to go right about there. So now we've clicked our samples. The computer says, okay, I think I know what the colors are, and you saw them right there. Click Image, Adjustments, and go to Color Balance, right there. All right, in Color Balance, click the Highlights button. We're going to start with highlights. Highlights, midtones, and shadows. Highlights being the bright part, midtones being the middle tones, and shadows being the dark parts. So we're going to drag the yellow-blue slider until the right shows 25. So let's go. Watch it up above at the color levels. And again, you could just go up here and type in 25. There we go. Click the midtones, and they would like that set at 10. So let's go to 10. Whoops. For the yellow-blue slider, sorry. That's 10 for the yellow-blue slider on midtones. And then click OK for the adjustments. And you can see it's a little bit different. It's a little bit brighter than it was before. Okay, so it says to save it as bustfixed.psd, file save as, save on your computer, bust fixed. Make sure you choose PSD and make sure you are in your Photoshop folder. If you don't know where you're at, go back here. It says OneDrive. Go to OneDrive, go to CIG, go to Photoshop. So I was there, and I'm going to choose Save. There. Now we're going to correct gray balance with curves. Okay, and if you look on pages 356 and 357, it shows several of the curves. The additive RGB is one, and then the CMYK is the one over on the right. And what we'll do is we'll draw curves, okay, to adjust color. So we're going to choose File, and it's very important for you to understand the differences in the colors. So that's all that took there for this. Okay, that's all it took. And that was just the eyedropper tool, the color sampler tool. And you just clicked on both sides of the shoulders, and then it brightened everything up because this side was much darker before. And then when we went in and changed the settings, we brightened it up. And you can see the difference. So when we chose Image Adjustments Color Balance, we brightened it up. All right, so now